This is a video tutorial from BattleBite on how to customize scopes for use in their ballistic simulator, Expert Rifleman. This tutorial will show step by step how to create and add a reticle or crosshairs on scopes for use in Expert Rifleman. This will allow you to create your own scope by loading a custom image file and entering a few variables. Scopes can be either in the MIL or MOA systems. The file path provided in this tutorial is for a PC. If you are working on a Mac, see the README provided with Expert Rifleman. First, you need an image editing program which supports PNG files with alpha channels. If you do not have an image editing program which supports transparencies, then I recommend you use GIMP. It is free and will work well with what we have to do. On your PC, first go to your C drive and open the folder called Reticles. You will see a file called New Scope 1. Before you start editing, copy this file and rename it. For this tutorial, we will call it Example Scope 1. Expert Rifleman is designed to support displays with a resolution of up to 4K, which is why the image file should be 4096 by 4096 pixels. Now open your file in GIMP. If this is the first time you are using GIMP, you may want to change to single window mode. For this tutorial, we will use the pencil tool, which creates solid lines without transparent edges. To change the size of the pencil, go to Windows, then Dockable Dialogues, then Tool Options. Now you can reduce the pencil size to 1 pixel. When you are making a reticle, you need to think about how many pixels will be in a MIL or MOA. You can use the magnifying glass to zoom in or out. You could use the pencil tool to draw the features on your reticle image. You can erase mistakes with the eraser tool, and you can change the color of the pencil. GIMP has a grid which tells you which pixel you are working on. When you are satisfied with your file, save it on the C drive to the reticle folder. Shown are 3 reticle images and a scope key image. We will use these files to make a first focal plane scope. Our first reticle example, scope 1, has a calibration value of 10 pixels per mil. Our second reticle, example scope 2, has 20 pixels per mil, and our last reticle, example scope 3, has 30 pixels per mil. The offset value is the increment of the calibration value between reticle images. In this case, the offset value is 10. The calibration and offset values can be different. For example, the calibration value of the first reticle could be 10 and the offset 1. In this case, the calibration value of the second reticle would be 11. Please note, a second focal plane scope only uses 1 reticle image file. After the reticle image and scope key files are completed and saved to the reticle folder on the C drive, load the program and then go to the Scope menu in Expert Rifleman. Here we will choose an empty slot so that we could set conditions to make a new reticle. On top is a button where we can select to make the reticle either in mils or MOA. We will select mils. Next, enter the calibration value of the first image. This image will have the lowest magnification. We will enter 10 since example scope 1 had a calibration value of 10 pixels per mil. I will enter in the field called Scope File Name, Example Scope. The system will automatically load any files named Example Scope sequentially. In the field called Scope File Key Name, you can load a scope key which will appear in the lower left-hand corner and state the distance between features on the reticle. I will enter the name of our scope key here, which is Example Scope Key. For scopes with multiple reticle images, you need to specify the number of files that the scope contains. Since we are making a first focal plane scope that contains 3 image files, I will enter 3. And for the offset value, I will enter 10, since the difference is 10 pixels per mil between each of our files. It is important to remember that Expert Rifleman does not know how you calibrated your reticle. You need to tell it. When you have entered all the information required, click the Make Scope button, and the scope type will be added to the ballistic scopes you can choose from list. Now the scope, which was created, will be available on any map. As you can see, the reticle functions, and the scope key is in the lower left-hand corner. This has been a video tutorial from BattleBite on how to customize scopes for use in Expert Rifleman. Please look for our other videos for more information on Expert Rifleman. Thanks for watching.